Hello, I'm inside a screen! And welcome to a video about how to prepare for the midterm. When will it be? October 7th to 9th. What will it be? Three main tasks. You've got an owl portion, you've got a make your own melody and accompaniment portion, and then a performance portion. First thing that I'm going to talk about is the owl portion. It'll take about an hour and a half. And by about an hour and a half, I mean that there's going to be an hour and a half clock on it, and you have to finish it in that time. You've got a melodic dictation, a harmonic dictation, questions about what arpeggios you're hearing, questions about what chord you're hearing, a little find the mistake in a melody exercise, and then finally an obvious question about the videos just to test and make sure that you've been watching along. It'll be super obvious if you've watched the videos. You'll be fine. So let's go over to OWL. Here's what here are all of these things which are optional are all practice for the midterm. The big midterm practice is this midterm practice 1 because it has everything in it and it's timed at an hour and a half. So if you want to do a dress rehearsal of the midterm, you do midterm practice 1. That's the dress rehearsal. And then I've taken each of the individual components. So just the arpeggios, just the error identification, and then just the quick reaction, and divided them out. Let's look at the big dress rehearsal one first, because that's actually the only one that has the dictations in it. First, midterm practice 1. Let's start this. This is the fill in the blanks. All right, you've got something like this week, but it would be something like this. So, all right, and you go and you say, all right, 1 is, let's say that you thought 1 was G, and then I don't know. I'm gonna put in 2 just put in a bunch of random ones for this, and so what you'll do is you'll say, okay, I think that in 1 it's the G, in 2 it's a E sharp or something like that, and go and so on. You'll notice that not all of the slots are numbered. So like you've got, let's go back to the beginning. So you've got bum ba, so that would be the 1, and then dum bum bum, but the dum dum are not numbered, so you're not telling me what those are. Bum bum bum, and then you're telling me what 2 is, and then you're not telling me what this is. But I give you the F sharp to reorient you, and then you have to tell me what 3 is that comes after that F sharp. That's how this exercise will work. I'll do this, and then we'll go on. So, oh, hey, I happen to get 2 of them right. So then we'll go to this, and this one gives you a chord progression. All right, and then so you would say, all right, well, maybe I thought that first one, well, okay, so the first one's obviously a 1 chord. Then maybe that second one is a 6 chord, and so on. And then you'd fill in all of these, and then you'd do the same thing. You'd submit it. I'll just put in a bunch of random. I got none of them right. Oh, I did get that first one right. Okay, awesome. And then I'll go to the following one. All right, and so you're doing the same thing for this one, where you listen through to it as many times as you want, and then say, all right, well, this first chord is a 1 chord, right, and then 2, whatever 2 is, 3, whatever 3 is. Notice I have these second occurrences because there's going to be more than 1 5/7 that happens in it. So the first time that you see a 5/7, you would put it here. So let's say that on 5, you think that 5, that at this point it's a 5/7, but then you also think that 9 is a 5/7, and so then you put that there. So that's how these first and second occurrences work. There's going to be 3 1 chords that happen. So maybe 2 and then 3 are where the third occurrence happens, whatever. So you'll just put those, that if you thought that 1 was here and then 1 happened again here and then 1 happened again there, you would put 1, 2, 3 for the first, second, and third occurrence of the 1 chord. Now, if you want to bounce around on things in OWL, you use the unit menu option. OWL gets really annoyed when you use the back button. So like, don't use back, use unit menu. And then you're back at these units here. And then you say, all right, how about I do the arpeggio practice next? And you listen to it. And so on. So you listen to the whole arpeggio and you say, all right, I think it's that one. And then you would do that. It'll tell you what the right answer is for this go through, because I want you to be able to react and learn and do it again. Same thing for here. And you'll have 4 of these to do. So you're listening to the arpeggio, and then you're picking from the list which arpeggio you think it is. What's next? Right. Then I've added some error detection practice. On these questions, you listen to the melody, and you need to do 2 things. You need to click where the wrong note was, and then what the correct answer should be, what it should be written as. So let's imagine that I thought that this was not a D. So I would say that when we listen to it through, I'd be like, oh, that second thing wasn't a D. This is false. It is a D. But so let's imagine that I thought that was an E D. I would say 2 is wrong. So I click on 2. And then I say, hey, what do I think 2 should be? I think 2 should be a C. And so I've clicked 2 things. I've clicked where the mistake is, and then I've clicked what the mistake should be changed to. So in other words, you'll think to yourself, number blank should be blank. Number 2 should be C, is what I'm claiming with this. And then I would check the answer, and it would tell me, no, it's another thing. All right, and you go to the second question, do the same thing. You listen to it, and then you tell me where the mistake is and what it should be. One more thing, right?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And then finally, we've got these ones where you hear and then you tell me what that chord is. So it's like the quick reaction stuff that you've done so far. There's 10 of these. These are also randomized. So are the other ones. They're randomized, and so not everybody will get the same thing. All right. So those are the questions that you've got. Let's look back at some of the other things that you can use to work on this. I've made you 6 different quick reactions. 7 actually, if you count the not timed one, to practice the quick reactions. So these are all timed assignments where you start. You've got it just challenges you to do 8 questions in 10 minutes is what it does. To take 10 questions in 10 minutes, just like you probably should have on the. It's about as quick as you should be doing it on the midterm. The same thing. I have just an error ID one, where you've got 5 questions. You can do this and challenge yourself to get it done in as quickly as possible. And then finally, I have a just arpeggios one for you to do that you can just work on the arpeggio section. All right, so the only one that we're not practicing is this obvious question about the videos. Everything else is in the dress rehearsal one. And then I've got a separate one for error detection, a separate one for quick reaction, and a separate one for arpeggios, so that you can do those specific ones a couple of times if you'd like. Second, there's the total midterm is out of 100 points, and the OWL will be 60 out of those 100 points. 20 out of those 100 points is a project that you're going to do. So you're going to create a melody and accompaniment of more than 8 measures, and that could mean just like 8 measures and then a downbeat, or it could mean 16 measures, or it could mean 32 measures, whatever you want, just more than 8 measures. And you want 3 examples of the following, and I mean 3 total, not 3 of each. So an applied chord to 2, an applied chord to 6, an applied chord to 4, an applied chord to 5. You could do more than 3 if you want. You could do all 4 of them. You could do 2 examples of both of them, whatever, of all of them. But I just want you to pick at least 3 of those. I want you to write down your melody and your chordal accompaniment. So the chordal accompaniment can just be Roman numerals if you want, but your melody should be written out in notation. I want you to write words for your melody. The words should be about either the importance of voting, eulogizing or discussing the contributions of the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or some other topic if you just don't want to do either of those things. And I do want to say that this isn't partisan by any means. Voting and the legacy of Ruth Bader Ginsburg are just a matter of factual political engagement. You can take any tact you want. Any tact. Any tact. But also, if you don't want to do that, you can just write about another thing. You can just write about another thing. But vote. This is very important. You should vote. This is what happens when you don't vote. This is what happens when you don't vote. You get sad. And then I want you to perform and record the melody, singing both the words and the solfege. So you've got 2 recordings there. You've got you singing the solfege and you singing the words that you've written. Then perform and record the harmonization, either on the keyboard or on the melodica. Upload your score, your Roman numerals. Oh, I'll add that. Your score plus Roman numerals. And then those 3 recordings to Moodle. The chords, the singing with words, and the singing with solfege. I want to make this optional, but it would be cool. If you'd like, you can play your harmonization and sing it at the same time, and you can record that. You can also do it with a partner if you happen to live in quarantine isolation with another musician, or you can mix 2 recordings of yourself together with the software of your choice. I know a lot of you are doing this in symphony band, or some of your other your choir classes. If you want to use those skills and mix yourself together with yourself, by all means. And then finally, we'll have appointments for 2 hard melodies. I'll put those out on Wednesday, and then you'll have to upload them by Friday. In fact, how about I make that clear right here? So I will make them available Wednesday at 2:15, and you'll have to perform or upload by Friday at 2:15. I should also make clear that all of the practice for the owl is going to go away Wednesday at 2:15. So the actual midterm will be available Wednesday at 2:15. Due Friday at 2:15. What Wednesday? Wednesday, October 7th at 2:15. Due Friday, October 9th at 2:15. So this is how you'll do your signups for your midterm week. So all of the TAs are going to put up the times that you can do the recording, and then you'll pick one of those times. So let's imagine that it's me and I was assigned me. I would go up to my times and I would say, oh, I want the Friday 1 to 1:15. Now I want you to copy it, or better yet, cut it. So then you'll put that time right there. All right, and so then we know that you're Friday and you're saying synchronous, and then you plop that time down there, cutting it so that nobody else can take it, or deleting it so that nobody else can take it, and then we know that it's that me would be with me, synchronous, Friday at 1 o'clock to 1:15. In sum, look at the sign-up times, pick one of the sign-up times, copy and cut it and paste it to your name, and then if you're going to do synchronous. If you're going to do asynchronous, you just have to say, hey, it's asynchronous, don't worry about me, I don't need any times. Now, I would really encourage you to explicitly bring in the kinds of exercises that you've been doing to these online exercises. So, for instance, for the arpeggios, just sing through all of the options there. All the options there are going to stay the same for each of the questions. So sing through them, play through them, and then when the one that you that sounds like that comes up, that's the answer. For the harmonic dictation, sing the bass, sing the soprano. Be like, okay, if the bass is scale degree 6, if the bass is la and the top voice is 3, is mi, well then it can only be these chords. And then what quality am I hearing? That kind of thing. When you're doing the error detection, sing what you're looking at, or play what you're looking at, and then be like, okay, well I'd heard this different thing in the recording. When you're doing the fill in the blanks melodic dictation, sing it back. Listen to the recording, sing it back. Try to get the solfege. If you want to write it down, write it down. That's great. This is what you've been doing. Write it down. And then be like, okay, well, at number 4 there, it's this other thing. Oh no, now I'm back in the box. I'm back in the box!